Everybody, hey, everybody. We are in day 24 of the 40-day soul fast by Dr. Sister Evangelist, Prophetess, Prayer Warrior, Dr. Cindy Trim. Okay, day 24 is all about belonging. So it is so. Y'all know I'm already saying it. It is so much, y'all. It is just so much. I've had one person reach out to me and said they got the book. Now I know y'all can't, but only one person. I get so many people that like and view my videos. Somebody else says, y'all got to get this book, y'all. I want to hear what y'all think about this book. So she's talking about belonging. Loneliness is one of our greatest fears and the most intense emotional pain. The greatest need for the human heart is the need to belong. So she said we have in Galatians 3 and 28 and Ephesians 2 and 11, they talk about the one body. There's no division, no gender divides, no potential hierarchies. We're all one. Okay. So if we're all one, then we belong to the Most High God. Right? So the deceptive tactic of the enemy is for us to feel like we're alone. He wants to separate us, right? That we are alone, we're unwanted, we're unworthy, we're unloved. Nothing is far from the truth. Yet all of us struggle with the feeling of separateness. Nobody likes to be alone for an extended period of time. Coping with feelings of loneliness can be extremely challenging, particularly for people with low self esteem. And these people are particularly vulnerable to feeling disconnected and isolated. But Jesus came to let every person know they're loved, valued, and we're never alone. Ain't that good? We are never alone. I remember there was an old song, an old gospel song that was called "Never Alone." I don't have to worry because I'm never alone. Let me just leave that alone because I don't want no copyright nothings. Okay, you can't even sing no more. You can't nothing can even hit your shot not no more without somebody being like, got him. Let me get my money. So I ain't got nothing for you. So you gonna get that song from me. But the saints probably won't do that to you. They'll let you sing it. Will they let you sing it? Okay, so anyway, Dr. Trim says, we do not all have to be the same to be connected. Look at the human body. We all have eyes, we have noses, we have toes, but they're all different, right? This is what gives our life meaning. It's why crawling into a cave of independent thinking and living won't work. We are created to love and to be loved. We are created to love and to be loved, right? Okay, so finding the highest expression of authenticity begins with enjoying the loving relationship God can offer you. And so God has made you to be, and then He finally, finally through connections with others, you have a potpourri of people of all different from yourself, and you are able to experience that transformation. So I love this when she says, people become the mirror that God gives us so that we can see both your strengths and your weaknesses. When you are able to trust yourself, you are able to trust others. It takes courage to keep showing up and putting your true self out there. It takes courage not to undermine or betray who you really are in search of approval. So we are not called to just be walking around doing what other people do. We're called to be different. And a lot of times they call different weird people that show up artsy, or they got all these different names to instead of, oh, you're so special. They so special. But we're all supposed to be different, but we're a body of unique people. That's the way God created us, right? Many people are afraid to show their true selves because of shame. They feel rejected simply because they are rejecting themselves. As you journey through authenticity, you must have a strong sense of identity. You must know who you are. Being confident in who God has called you to be is vital to the health of your soul and essential to your empowerment. So Peter wrote, once you had no identity as people, now we are God's people. That's 1 Peter 2 and 10. So the characteristic is what? Dun, 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 identity. Okay, so we belonging with a mindset of identity, right? So she says, so many people don't know who they are. People are always saying, I'm trying to find myself. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know where I'm going. Perhaps you married hoping to find yourself. Please don't do that to somebody. But people do that. Be marrying folks. And why? Y'all don't even match. You don't match spiritually. You don't match physically. You don't match emotionally. And that's why people, when you are around someone for so long, you start looking like that. You be like, y'all look alike. Because the DNA is just something about the DNA, the mixing of people, the two becoming one. They start to look alike. They start acting alike. They start talking alike. That's how you know. That's how two become one, right? So I like this. She says, if you're like most people, other people have been telling you who you are all your life. But who does God say you are? Who did he create you to be? Pray about who God has called you to be. Ask him to show you your identity in him. Because when you have a sense of that, you will find the courage to dare to live authentically. You gotta dare to live authentically. Ain't this good, y'all? This is so good. Instead of viewing yourself from someone else's estimation of who you are, view yourself as God sees you. Don't strive to give up to anyone. Don't strive to give up to anyone's expectation other than God's. This will empower you to identify yourself based on your potential rather than your past experiences. So we are our past experiences. Some people have had trauma. Your trauma is not you. You have had trauma, but remember we talked about that beauty, that ashes, he will take your ashes and make them beautiful. That's what God does. That's what he says in his word. He says he will take your ashes and make it beautiful. Anything lovely, anything beautiful, anything perfect, anything that feel good, that's all from God. Anything bad, gossiping, all of that. You know the fruits of the spirit. If you don't know the fruits of the spirit, the love, joy, peace, that's all that God gives everybody. That is self-control. God gives you self-control. So you out here doing what you do, just talking about, oh, it's so hard to, like me, I struggle with my thing and eating and stuff. And oh, it's so hard. But that's not of God, because God said he gives me strength to do all the things I need to do. So it's just I don't want to. So let's say that. That's what I try to say. I don't say it's God. I say it's me, because I know where it is. I know it's my flesh. I'm operating in my flesh, right? And this soul fast has been difficult, honey. It's been difficult. But, I know that even when I'm weak, he's strong. And I know he sees my effort to love him, to honor him, and I keep trying every day, right? That's what we do. We keep on trying every single day. Okay, so I'm also my God, but Sister Dr. Trim, she references the story of Boaz and Ruth. I don't know if you guys know that story, but he asked her who she was, and her quick response was, "Sir, I'm Ruth, your relative who you're supposed to take care of. So spread out the edge of your covers over me." Okay, because she was laying at his feet, honey, just saying, "Listen, this is all you. This is all yours." And Boaz could have took it, but he was like, "No, I'm gonna do this thing right." And that's why everybody references him when people say they want their Boaz, because this was a man who saw a woman. He had self-control, and he said, "I'm gonna do it the right way to have you." Don't you want that, single ladies? All the single ladies, don't you want a man that can see you? And despite his urge to have you right then and there, he has self-control, and that he knows who he is. He know who he is in God, and he gonna go do right by you. Okay, I want somebody to do right by me. She said, "I know who I am." He said her name represented everything she was: her image, her character, her reputation, her habits, her beliefs, her customs, her tradition, her values, her expectations, her purpose, her potential, her temperament, her personality, her brand, her leadership style, her communication strategies, her life skills, memories, experiences, education, dreams, goal, and vision. All of that's represented in the word Ruth. What does your name represent? So my name is Zakia. Zakia means intelligent, one who's intelligent, one who's beautiful, one who's wise. And I knew, my dad told me what my name represented. And so I knew it from a child. And he always reminded me. So what does your name mean? That's your task. Go and find out what your name means. That's your identity. All right, y'all. I'm wrapping up. This is the 40-day Soul Fast. Thank you so much for liking and sharing. Talk to y'all soon. Everybody, hey, everybody.